but it is. It's a nice little vibe though.
Yes.
All right. Truly don't know if y'all can hear this wonderful background music if you're listening or when you
I
listen to
can.
this. We can, and it sounds wonderful. But it didn't come out the first time that we did it. So I'm trying my best not to dance to this so I don't look like a damn fool. So
Really? Look, last week we talked about go with the flow. Just go with the
we're
flow.
going with the flow, going with the flow, going with the flow.
Go
So
with the
yes,
flow. Yes.
session two, another Friday. How do
Yes.
you? Because I don't want to mess it up. Friday enlightenment.
Friday night
Friday.
enlightenments.
See, I said I didn't want to mess it up, and I messed it up again.
Oh, you
Friday
didn't mess it
night
up.
enlightenments. Friday
Yes.
night enlightenments. It is so good to be on the stage with you, sister. I just want to know. Look, y'all. Now, if y'all listen to the radio version of this, I'm gonna let you know right now. Y'all missing out on this magnificent, powerful woman's smile. Because I'm telling
Oh,
you, I just got energized just now. I just got energized from the smile. The smile got so big. I'm ready to go now. I'm ready to flow. I wasn't sure. I was like 95% ready, but now, oh yeah, I'm 101 now. I'm ready to
we
go.
got this. Oh, well, thank you so much, Harry. I appreciate this and engaging with you on these Friday night enlightenments. And so,
Yes.
so
Please,
yes,
I want to announce you real quick. So please, Miss,
yes.
the people already know you, but this is Miss Felicia Miller Johnson. You should never have to announce yourself. So let me go ahead and jump out there. Throw that expectation out there. So this sister is brilliant. She's intuitive, and I have her on here. She actually, I said, look, we can flow about whatever. And she came up, she said, let me think about it, let me meditate, let me just be in my space. And she came back with some topics, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna have fun all three of these Fridays. So
Indeed, indeed, because
welcome.
I consult with the various messages, and it was just like pulled to this particular oracle deck, and it was about the crystals, and I was just like, okay, what is it that we're going to be to engage and enlighten people about this? So this week it's Aventurine, and it's I call it the green Aventurine. As you can saw, it was green, and it talks about create your own luck. So we're going to start reading this and then break off into the conversation so Harry can drop some nuggets of
Wait,
information on us.
wait. What this? One second. I forgot this. I'm sorry, sister. I'm late. But
Oh,
can you just say what the crystal is for today in just 1 second
yeah.
after they hit this button?
Yes, it is green Aventurine. That's what
Mm,
it looks like. But I actually have it in person because this is actually in my collection. The green
uh,
Aventurine
that's a beautiful
smooth.
stone.
Yes. So it talks about create your own luck. And this is what it says. It says, luck starts with you. Simply by changing your energy, you have the power to shape your own fate. The first step is to align your thoughts, beliefs, and energy with that of what you want. Once you are fully aligned, you can attract the opportunities you desire to accomplish your goals. Like a magnet, you can set yourself up for the best possible outcome in any situation. Your luck is not a coincidence, it's your own creation.
Mm.
Yes.
There we
Hey,
go.
Richard.
There we go. Your luck is not a coincidence. It is your own creation. Mm,
So, what are your
mm,
initial thoughts on that?
mm.
Luck, and it's your own creation.
Well, you already know the way that I do. I gotta go scholarly with it just a little bit. And so I looked up luck,
Okay.
and
Yes.
basically it says that it's success or failure apparently brought by chance rather than one's own actions. Again, luck is defined as success or failure apparently brought by chance rather than through one's own actions. And so, with
Hmm.
that being said, I'm going to say that there is a guiding force that acts, but that's not all that has to act. And
Mm.
so, luck for me and my truth, no such thing as luck. For me, and this is where I go to, I refer to, George Bernard Shaw when
Hmm.
he says the reasonable man adapts himself to the world, whereas the unreasonable man persists and adapting the world to himself. Therefore, all progress is dependent on the unreasonable man. You see, I'm not lucky. Any successes people see in me, it's because I've been unreasonable. I will not
Mm.
settle for what other people say is reasonable for me because that's what we deem to be reasonable in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And so, no, you got to get real unreasonable with life. When you think about your dream, if your dream doesn't scare you, then it ain't big enough. You got to be unreasonable. You know, you got to shoot for the stars. And if you miss, pray that you land on a cloud. You got to be unreasonable with life. And so, for me, luck, I understand the concept of it, but
Mm-hmm.
chance, oh no, 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 no. There's too much structure. There's too many universal laws in this life for things to merely be chance. It may appear chance because we don't have an explanation for it. We don't see all of the cosmic actions and things, life conspiring in our favor. We can't
Mm-hmm.
see it. And literally, that phrase, life conspired in our favor, means that something is happening. Life is doing something behind our back. That's what it means to conspire. But life is
Mm-hmm.
the one thing that conspires for you behind your back as opposed to against you. And so that's always happening. We just need to meet life halfway.
Huh. What if I said, because you dropped nuggets, of course, like I said you're going to do. So, what if I said that luck is more connected to individuals that don't think about the things that they want?
Mm. Oh, yes. Okay.
So, when something happens, they use that word lucky. Whereas if you didn't thought about it and you created it, it was like, that wasn't luck because I did some type of action to that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, they'd be like, oh, you're so lucky because somebody else hasn't thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
Would,
Go
would
ahead.
that resonate with you?
No, it does. It definitely does resonate with me. But even that, I cannot
Mm-hmm.
I cannot negate the fact that life is conspiring in our favor. And so we're on a certain path. And while we may not be able to understand certain things that occur along the path, certain happenings that occur,
Mm-hmm.
I believe that it is the habit of humans to chalk that up to superstition, you know? And so that's why we had Salem witch trials. And so when we don't understand a thing, we chalk it up to superstition. And no matter how brilliant the human mind is, I mean, we can't contemplate the way that life moves. I mean, it moves in mysterious ways. And so to
Mm-hmm.
understand why certain things happen to us as opposed to other people that may be favorable, I just think it's beyond our scope of understanding. And to seek to understand, we choose to call it something and call it luck, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah, because you don't understand it, so
Exactly.
it's yeah.
And that either that or someone is using it as an excuse. A lot of people use luck as an excuse. Oh, they did this because they're lucky. I told, I've spoken to a lot of people, especially my people in the incarcerations, when I was teaching classes.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, oftentimes these doors will be closed to y'all. A lot of doors were already closed to y'all before y'all even made it in here. Now that y'all have these labels, this title of felon or whatever else, it's going to give society a reason to not treat you fairly or justly.
Mm-hmm.
And where you see no doors, where there is no door, where you meet the wall, sometimes you got to walk through the wall and create your own doors. That's unreasonable.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, I'd rather, for me, my approach to life is to be unreasonable. I was on in certain interviews, for example, and I expected. I don't know if the culture has changed now because I hadn't, had to be somebody's employee for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But when I would go on job interviews, I would expect them to ask me, why should we hire you as an employee? I always expected
Mm-hmm.
that. Why should we hire you as an employee? And I had my response to that, well, because I meet the qualifications. I'm very plain usually, well, I meet the qualifications. This is my background, blah, blah, blah. But I have a question for y'all. Is that okay? Oh, yeah, sure, sure, sure. Why should I surrender 8 hours of my life, 5 days a week for y'all?
They weren't ready for that one.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Because we come in docile. A lot of people come into these interviews docile, like, please
Mm-hmm.
just please just give me a little something, something. When that even that little something, even when we get that job or whatever, we deserve way more than that. You know? No, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going in there with my head. I know what I deserve, despite what it looks like. I know what I deserve. I know that I'm more than this. At least I don't, even if I don't fully understand fully how much I'm worth, I
Mm-hmm.
know that I'm worth more than this. and anything you can
Yeah.
offer me. So, come at me with that talk of, why should we hire
How
you?
are you?
Why should I be an indentured servant? Why? You know what? Let me not
Yeah.
even get there. Let
He
me
said
come on.
indentured servant, y'all.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting that you said that because the phrase "I just got lucky" is often one of the things that is connected to imposter syndrome and is even connected with interviews. It's like, oh, I just got lucky. You disregard your success. But then when you were talking about in the interviews, a lot of people in imposter syndrome and they won't apply for certain things and they're talking about they're lucky. And so what I'm questions are very powerful. And so I wanted to share for those that are watching, especially, we talk about careers and everything, having those questions that you can ask. Because I used to end interviews in the sense of like they ask you all these questions and what questions do you have for us? And I would say, okay, so we've been talking for the last 30 or 40 minutes, and you've gotten a little bit to know more about me. So, what reservations do you have about hiring me for this position?
Mm,
And so then that would give me insight into where they were at. If this was, like, oh, well, you said this, or, you kind of said that, then I can either address that or I already knew before I walked out the door, like, okay, yeah, either A, you weren't listening to anything that I said before, or whatever the case may be. But aloha, everybody that's joining us. So glad to have
mm-hmm,
you. But it's like, hey, come and ask those powerful questions so you don't feel as though that you just, got lucky in a position. So
mm-hmm.
with that is when we're thinking about questions, okay, and we're using just the term luck loosely here because we kind of validate that we're talking about the action steps that you got to do. So what area in your life do you feel as though you could infuse more luck into?
I'm gonna have to rephrase that again because my brain doesn't
Mm-hmm.
operate according to luck. So,
Yes, Harry, connect that into your
uh,
terms.
yeah. So, where in my life have I been waiting, or it appears that I've been waiting for life to like spruce it up? Like, it's been sparring in my
Mm-hmm.
favor. I'm waiting for that to manifest physically in this reality. In what area of my
Mm-hmm.
life am I waiting for that? Definitely understanding, how to create abundance.
Mm.
That's one of the main things. That's one of the things that's been with me for a minute. You grow up in certain surrounded environments, and you get hungry. And
Are we
it's
talking financial abundance? Because abundance can mean lots of different things
I,
in areas. So we're talking financial?
well, we can talk financial right now,
Okay.
but abundance, just like you said, yeah, I'm referring to financial right now,
Okay.
but abundance. When I say abundance, I do mean in everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because past a certain income, if these other areas of your wellness life, if it doesn't boost up as well, then it's associated with a decline in happiness. So I definitely want the full will to be there. I want to be balanced, a balanced person, desire to be, seek to be, and choose to be a balanced person. But yeah, growing up and like with financial restraints, of course, that level of deprivation, it creates a hunger in you, and I just kept
Mm.
that hunger with me, you know. Like I
Yeah.
made it to the middle class lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not big enough for me.
That's not final. That's not your
That's
final
that's not
level.
the final. No, that's most certainly not my final level. I mean, yeah, this is good. I made it there. But there's so much more, that I can
Mm.
do, and with that opportunity, create more opportunities. I see one of the reasons why I hustle the way I hustle right now, and I always say, like Dame Dash said, I hustle for my last name, not my first. When I
Mm.
think about what I could do with through philanthropy to raise up, different impoverished neighborhoods around the way, because we celebrate, we talk about helping other people, but there's war zones all through here, and I say that not to be insensitive towards what's going on with Ukraine. Our hearts go out to Ukraine and everyone impacted, and as well as the Russian people as well, because it's about to get rough. It has been rough, and it's about to get a lot rougher for y'all as well.
Mm.
But to really all of humanity, but really the Ukrainian people, look, keep y'all head up, and my heart
Mm,
goes out to y'all. So when we talk
mm,
about, luck, understand that we're not talking about, things that are outside of our control. And when I say things that are outside of control, I'm talking about things that are the result of the collective conscious.
mm,
These things, it's over. Like we don't have any control over that at that point. The collective conscious has decided. And what I mean by that is that, just use an example of your Russia and Ukraine, that we feed each other, countries feed each other. And
yeah.
so if we are doing business with each other, then that means that we are helping each other grow. So Russia ain't grow by itself, grow to that point to where it can do what it's doing right now. So we
Mm-hmm.
all play a role in the collective conscious, and so that's what I mean by that. Our tax dollars is doing a lot. Y'all got to understand this. You could be what you can say whatever you want, but that money is doing what our the people we elect, what they want to do with that money, what they say that they're going to do with that money. So if it goes towards wars, then it goes towards wars. If it goes towards healing, then it goes towards healing. So we got to understand the role that we play collectively, but on an individual level, intentionality reflects relationship. People got to choose. It's not that we, again, like they say, that we fail in our planning. Is that we our plan to fail is that we fail in our planning. It's that we're not intentional about going after our dreams. Intentional steps. You know, we
Mm,
even in the spiritual realm, like y'all hear me talk about universal laws, but it has to be practical. Every universal law I have, I speak about universal laws because those things don't change. They're the same, and you can put them in any situation. But you have to develop a plan of approach and then develop a plan of action. You have to develop a plan of approach to life. How will you greet your day? How will you set your
mm,
day?
mm-hmm.
Set your schedule. What will you do with your time? Because if you don't tell your time what to do, your time will tell you what to do. These things, keeping these things in mind, because a life of authenticity is a life of skillfully practicing living through your values. It's skill building, it's practicing, it's choosing every single moment and every single day.
Okay, so then that kind of leads to the other question that we had proposed to, like, there's planning and all of that, but then how can you stay open to opportunities if we're doing so much planning? Like,
So
what
I
would,
love, and I wanted to wait till we got on here to ask you. So can you, when you say stay open to opportunities, can you elaborate on that?
yeah, I think because sometimes, like with when we talk about in the context of luck, I think that there's people that they're unknowing, they didn't realize, they didn't really plan for it, just happened. And so I think it's like a play on the whole concept of, yes, we want to plan and we want to do things, but sometimes people get so locked and focused down on things that it's like, well, hey, they get the intuition or feeling of something that they didn't expect happens, but they're not open to that opportunity. And that was the new direction that they were kind of supposed to go to. So it's like, what is the technique or the suggestion that you have in regards to, yeah, be focused, have a plan, but then also be open to new opportunities to where you're not so locked in that
Mm-hmm.
you miss something that was out of context or was quote unquote lucky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I would say that you focus on the experience that you're choosing. So you keep your eyes on that, and don't worry about what it may look like. Know that it doesn't have to look exactly the way that you see it, because you're not, we visualize what an experience is, because that's what we do in order for something. Like, we're in a physical environment, and so we visualize it in a physical way, as we do the visualizations. But
Mm-hmm.
this place is shifting and changing, and what we're really seeking is an experience. If I say I want to go to Disney World, I don't want to go to Disney World because it's named Disney World. I'm going to Disney World because I'm seeking an experience.
You want the adventure of
There we
Disney.
go. There we go. Yes.
You want the adventure
Yes.
of Disney World.
Yes.
Yes.
The adventure of Disney World. So it's an experience. So know that that experience, the thrill, the excitement, the life that you want to experience, that you can experience that in different ways. It doesn't have to look the way that you expected it to look or the way that you want it to look, but you have to be open, because the mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. You have to be open to life. You have to be in a receiving position. If you're closed off, you can't receive anything to from life. But you have to be open in order to receive. And the way that you remain open is one of my practices of remaining open is always in every situation, no matter what it looks like, the practice of gratitude, because gratitude is the highest state of receivership. Gratitude
Yes.
leaves you in an open position. And when you're in that open position, you'll see and your awareness is open, you're expanded, you don't have your head down. And so now you can see these opportunities as they come towards you. That makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Yes, it does. Um, so let's talk about some of the traits about the green aventurine because this is one of the stones where it talks about it provides strength, confidence, courage, and happiness. It renews
Hmm.
one optimism for life and pushes us to take action to acquire what we want in this world. And the stone urges one to get out of their comfort zone and take to new opportunities. So, this is definitely one of the reasons why it's in my arsenal of stones. What did you learn about the green aventurine?
How you figured I learned anything?
I know you did because I know you didn't looked it up.
I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I
Hmm.
did.
Come on with it. Yes.
Um, so what I found is exactly what you said, though not much more than what you said. That it's said to bring, uh, well, usually it says to bring. It's thought of to bring luck, but it also says it brings opportunities to
Mm-hmm.
those who are persisting towards their goals. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's really the luck that it's talking about, which for me is life conspired in your favor.
Mm.
You move intentionally. I don't see, I may not see, like right now, I may not see a million followers on here right now, but I have to see it. If that's the experience that I'm seeking, I'm looking at, I'm acknowledging logically, I see the number there. There's no
Mm-hmm.
million there, you know, but
Mm-hmm.
I can see that even though I'm not seeing that now, and I continue to see that, maybe not specifically a million, but I'm just saying, you understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yes, I totally understand because it's interesting. Because today I was doing a my intuitive feedback session, and I had gotten the the envy card right, and it's all she's decked out in what color? Green.
green.
And so we talk about green with the envy. It's this whole phrase about that, and how you can see other people's success or interaction or engagement, and you get a little like, I want some of that. Like, you know, how it's all connected, with that. But what's also interesting is that the heart chakra
Mm-hmm.
is also green. And it's the things that we talk about connecting with what it is that we really love, what it is that we really want, what is the opportunities that we're seeking that maybe we haven't done the planning and the preparation in order to prepare to have those things that we see that we're green with
Yeah.
envy about. So um it definitely is something that just kind of made me think, let's contemplate. And the thing that also what was the message is like it's hidden in the lush of all of that. It's like you don't see it right away because a lot of times people don't want to admit
Mm-hmm.
they're having a little envy spell with that. So
And this is where we get caught up at because
mm,
we're each on our own journey and we each have to bear our own cross. Just because that cross looks a lot smoother, let me tell you, people that have it easy, they got to go through a lot. If you ever
mm,
had any spoiled siblings, spoiled siblings are probably the most likely to end up homeless at some point, if it's not for mental
mm,
health reasons or anything like that. Like, it's like a declawed cat in the wild. So it's hard to carve rotten wood, as they say. Not calling anybody rotten, but
mm,
everybody has their own challenges. Affluent people have challenges, just like impoverished folk have challenges, just like middle class folk have challenges. It just all looks
yeah.
differently. And so we all have our version of the matrix that we are operating in. It's just we have to find our own path to being liberated from that, and that's by discovering our truth, and
Mm,
then living in that truth. That's authenticity. You know.
mm-hmm. Definitely. Well, one of the things when we were talking a little bit earlier about the Ukraine and Russia situation, um, I had like my essential oils for like peace. With that, as we kind of just talk about all those different things, and that's a lot of times of because I got the green, with envy kind of thing, like just having peace with where you're at, dealing with, though, as you know, that shadow work, the dark side and the light side that of situations, and just like I'm just gonna sit in this peace right here in this present moment right
Mm.
now. So yeah.
I recently did a post this and I said, and I forget who I quoted because I quote so many different people, but I
Uh-huh.
said, on the day that the power of love overrules the love of power, on that day we will know peace.
Mm,
There's nothing
that's deep.
wrong with power.
Not
There's
no.
nothing wrong with power. I mean, but power must be matched with love. That's the equilibrium. You have to attach power to love.
But see, a lot of times people get green with envy because they think someone else has a power that they don't have,
Mm,
which
mm.
then brings the dis-ease, the misalignment out of the situation. So yeah.
Yes. Not
Mm,
realizing that it's what we do. We don't see things as they are, but as we are because we're creating that. And so this internal us being here, doing our mission,
mm,
regardless of what it looked like, life is watching us. And that's the most important person that's sitting in the seat. That's the most important entity that's sitting in the seat. They said,
mm-hmm,
look at them do their thing. Life is
mm-hmm.
conspiring in our favor. And so we will be rewarded many times over because it's by faith that we walk. We wouldn't be as intentional as we are if we didn't have faith in ourselves that we could experience exactly what it is that we chose to experience for ourselves. Life loves that
Yes.
because it's not fear. That's not fear rooted, you know. That's not
Mm-mm.
fear. That's love rooted. Feed your faith and your daughter starve to death, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
we doing it. We walking it. Ain't that we ain't got fears now. Ain't like I'm gonna speak for myself. Ain't like I got fears, but my fears give me the opportunity to be courageous, and that courage is the ability to move forward in spite of being afraid. So your fear need to be there in order to test yourself so that you can be courageous.
Well, it's interesting because it was like as we were, get ready to wind down, it was like I have this magic, making magic oracle because it was talking about luck, and that's how sometimes people look at magic and luck and all that. And so it came out with insight,
Mm.
and then of course wishes come true.
Okay, no, you got to explain because I don't know. I don't, like please let me know.
Yes. So many, like, was the beauty of this is like a lot of times we have individuals that have symbols and embolisms, symbols. And this deck is about the symbols that a lot of time that we see around and people don't even recognize.
Mm.
So with this one is just talking about the insight, but then the making the wishes, and it's number one. So here's like what the advice. So let's read what it has for the advice. So it says, manifest your dreams, which we just talked about this whole connection with creating your luck, right? Achieve your desires with the following wish charm. You will need a piece of silver paper, pen, a gold candle, a gold envelope large enough for the wishes to come true card. It says write your wish on the silver paper and place it in the envelope along with the symbol card. Light the gold candle once a day for 8 days, repeating your wish each time. Along with color magic and candle magic, this symbol will get you to work on creating a rapid achievement of your dreams and wishes. At the end of 8 days, discard the candle, place the symbol card back in the deck, and keep your golden wish envelope in a safe place.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
the thing what it helps you to do really, and that's the emblem that it has,
Mm.
is basically setting the intention. I know one of the things about is write it down. I think a lot of times, sometimes people just keep it in their head, but there's a power and a magic to when you take what it is that you want and then you write that down and then you think about that. But then, as we were talking about earlier, still be open to the new opportunities,
Mm.
right? So it's like one of those things. If you're just looking for something to help you to meditate, be intentional about that. That's one of the things that you could actually do.
and operating off the principle that wherever attention goes, energy flows. And if everything is energy, the more that we stare at a thing, the more that we pour any energy into it, the more energy collect, the faster it manifests into this physical reality. You know, and so
Indeed.
yeah, yeah. This is good. This is good. I love the flow. I love the feel for today. Like
Yes.
you and I both, we were just in this like mellow, like just hey, easy breezy Friday night enlightenments, mints
Thanks.
with an S. I said it right.
Enlightenments. Yes, because there's three of them.
Yo, yes, I said it right. Man, I was jacking that up. I don't
Yes.
know why I kept jacking that up. Like, come on, boy, you can't get right, huh? Come on now.
No,
Anyway,
you did amazing. Yes. But
thank you,
yeah, so
sister. Thank you.
it's like I said, I'm enjoying these this dialogue, and we are hopefully, as we put this out there and wherever it finds you at the time of this video, that it resonates with where you're at that particular time. And so
Mhm.
yeah, I'm loving the conversation.
Yes, yes. And next week, what are we
Yep.
what are we on next week, sister? The
Next,
the big finale.
start fresh.
Ooh, yeah. Start fresh. Start
Yes,
fresh.
it's start fresh. Is we're
Mm.
gonna be talking about next week.
Anything more you want to give them an appetizer of that? Like anything come to mind when you think about start fresh?
Well, I'll just show the crystal for next week. There it is, because I
Mm.
had it right there.
What is that? What that
A
say? That's
Crishola, and this was a Crishola. I'm new to this one. Chryssolla. Crishola. Start fresh. And so, as we think about that, this next week, as we talk about, we've gone with the flow, we're making our own luck. So now the third week is going to be where you think it's the end because it's only the third week for us. Really, is starting fresh and new for you, of a new thought process, a new life, ascending to new levels of success for yourself. So we'll just talk about that a little bit more next
mm,
week.
mm, the seed must break in order to grow. See, that's what I'm. See, that's my favorite author. If you want to understand life, you look at it in the heart of death, and if you want to understand death, seek it out in the heart of life. The two are intertwined. Yeah. Okay. All
It's
right.
all
We.
connected.
Yo. See this. I don't look. This is gonna be part one of the part three series. Take a break and
Or-
come back to y'all with something new, you dig? With something, but not something new, but something that's in alignment, just like this one is. And
Indeed.
also to all the March birthdays out there, I just want to say we still in March, right? We still in March. Yeah, we still in March.
Yes.
Happy birthday to everybody out there whose birthdays are in March. Be blessed. We wish you many, many, many more birthdays. And remember, you don't grow
Indeed.
older, you grow newer. All right, so you let them know. Hmm. All right, y'all. Mad love and respect. Stay
See you
living
next
in your
week.
truth. Stay lit. See y'all next week for the big finale. We out.